Hey everyone, it's Schmuckles. Don't mind my hair, I just woke up. Today we're going to talk about some new Dead by Daylight killer theories that have surfaced recently. Obviously, we know Chapter 25 is Resident Evil, and Chapter 26 is going to be a night chapter, but we're going to talk about licensed deals that could be happening after those two chapters. Recently, there's been a lot of interesting theories circulating around. Before we jump into the video, I just want to say that I'm live on Twitch right now streaming Dead by Daylight. The link for my Twitch is in the description below. I'm going to be playing as the Dredge as well as characters from Stranger Things tonight. Also, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want content like this recommended to you by YouTube. Right now, there's a major paradigm shift going on within the film and television industry. Right now, every major film and television show wants a video game for their IP. Every year, the video game industry is getting bigger and bigger, and there's just a lot of consumers in this market. Interesting, last week it surfaced that Neve Campbell won't be returning for Scream 6. She announced her departure from the franchise. She stated, "Sadly, I won't be making the next Scream film. As a woman, I have to work extremely hard in my career to establish my value, especially when it comes to Scream. I felt the offer that was presented to me did not equate to the value I've brought to the franchise. It's been a very difficult decision to move on. To all my Scream fans, I love you. You've always been so incredible and supportive to me. I'm forever grateful to you and to what this franchise has given me over the past 25 years. So Neve Campbell felt pretty underpaid by Paramount, so she's completely walking away from this franchise. If Dead by Daylight ever wanted to bring Sidney Prescott into the game, they'd have to get the likeness rights through Neve Campbell and then the character rights through Paramount. Right now, it's no secret that these two parties are not in good terms. As of right now, I think it'd be really difficult for Behavior to license Sidney Prescott into DBD. There's been a lot of really busy and active horror franchises out there. Today it was announced that the filming has wrapped for season 1 of HBO's adaptation of The Last of Us. Also, the director of the new Predator movie titled Prey told Predator fans not to seek out the movie's leaked trailer, as it will be officially released soon. Now, there's been a lot of really weird theories and rumors that Stranger Things might be returning to Dead by Daylight. We're going to kind of analyze exactly why people are saying this and where these ideas are coming from. The Stranger Things petition's almost at 35,000 signatures. If you haven't signed that petition yet, the link is in the description below. This is actually an official spoiler warning. We're going to be talking about Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 1 right now. The first thing we're going to look at is this grandfather clock that was found in the new Garden of Joy Dead by Daylight map. Some people think that this could be a Stranger Things reference that's teasing that Stranger Things chapter is going to be coming into Dead by Daylight. It does look pretty similar to the grandfather clock that we've seen in season 4 of Stranger Things. It doesn't look exactly like this clock, so this could very well just be a generic grandfather clock that they put on the map. But listen to exactly how Behavior described the roots of dread in the Spotlight trailer.
The familiar place that feels so safe, so welcoming, is a facade. To look further is to risk uncovering truth beyond comprehension. Yet some are compelled to seek that truth, no matter the cost, to willingly brave those overlaps where dimensions bleed into one another. Dimensions where dreadful memories flow freely.
I find that there's actually quite a bit of similarities between Vecna's house and the Upside Down and this new map, Garden of Joy. I mean, a grandfather clock is a pretty generic thing in horror. We also see a grandfather clock in Five Nights at Freddy's. Even the lighting inside of the house kind of matches season 4 of Stranger Things in the Upside Down. If people think that there's been teasers for Stranger Things planted in Dead by Daylight, what is that actually implying? That's implying that Dead by Daylight was exposed to spoilers from season 4 of Stranger Things. I'm pretty sure Stranger Things season 4 is the first time that we've seen this grandfather clock used as a motif. So to me, it seems kind of far-fetched, but there's also other theories that Stranger Things could have been teasing Dead by Daylight within season 4. I already said spoiler warnings for season 4 volume 1 of Stranger Things, but I feel the need to say it again right here because I'm going to reveal something really big that happens in season 4 of Stranger Things. So make sure to skip this part or turn off the video if you don't want this spoiled. This character right here is the young adult version of Vecna. Dead by Daylight fans watching season 4 of Stranger Things looked at the blood spatter on Vecna's shirt here and saw Dead by Daylight's logo, which is the tally right there. There's been a lot of wild theories going around right now that they could be teasing that Vecna's coming into Dead by Daylight sometime soon. We already know the next two chapters, so I guess chapter 27 or 28 would be the soonest that we would see a Stranger Things chapter in Dead by Daylight. To me, this theory is kind of far-fetched because we would need to bring all of the original characters from the Stranger Things chapter back first before we saw any new content. There's no evidence right now to suggest that Netflix and Behavior are in good terms. But at the same time, I can kind of see where all these teaser theories are coming from. When the Stranger Things DLC was about to be released in Dead by Daylight, Netflix was teasing it on Twitter like this. They're actually hinting at the game Dead by Daylight here. You can see that the first picture has the word dead, the second picture has the word bye, and then Daylight is the last word in the last picture. So the fact that Netflix actually teased the Dead by Daylight DLC before it came into the game, people are using that as the basis for the current theories now. Some people think that the same thing might be happening right now. Again, this is not really something that I believe in. I just wanted to post these theories and kind of let you make the decision for yourself if you believe it or not. I think the best way to get Stranger Things back into Dead by Daylight is to sign the petition because we're almost at 35,000 signatures. There's also a lot of other really weird Stranger Things rumors going on right now. The Summer Game Fest is going on right now from June 9th to June 21st. In this Game Fest, a lot of developers and companies are going to be announcing new games. It's like this giant summer event. If we take a look at the list of companies that are going to be announcing new content at this Summerfest, Netflix is one of the partners. Like, Netflix could be announcing a new Stranger Things game very soon. I've even seen some rumors that McLean, the ex-Behavior dev, could have moved on to a different company that's working on an asymmetrical Stranger Things game. McLean from Behavior working on a new Stranger Things game is all rumors and speculation, and nothing is confirmed to be true. But people are just talking on Reddit and within the community. If we go over to McLean's Twitch stream and we type !new job, McLean did say, "I'm working at Survivos on a new unannounced project. I'll be sharing more info about it as soon as I can." And if you type !y, he said, "After 6 years on DBD, I've decided it's time to seek new challenges. There's no drama and I've left the team on very good terms." So Survivos actually worked on The Walking Dead Onslaught, so they've worked on horror games before. So there's a lot of rumors and speculations that Survivos could be working on a Stranger Things video game with Netflix. Survivos wasn't listed as one of the partners on the Summerfest lineup, but I have to think that the new game from Survivos that's unannounced has got to be close to being announced. It's been in the works for a long time. It could be a situation where Netflix kind of owns the rights to the game or something like that. The fact that Survivos has worked with AMC and has made like an established horror game, some people think that Stranger Things might be the next game from them. Stranger Things Season 4 Volume 2 is going to be released on Netflix on July 1st. There's 2 more episodes coming, and some people think that a Stranger Things video game is going to be announced during that hype season. We'll have to wait and see. Netflix did work with Ubisoft to get the Demogorgon into Far Cry 6. There's been some pretty insane trailers dropped with the Demogorgon implemented into this game. Ubisoft is on good terms with Behavior and Netflix, so who knows who's talking to who behind the scenes. Like, if Behavior wants Stranger Things back in Dead by Daylight, maybe they could talk to Ubisoft and kind of learn from that collaboration between Ubisoft and Netflix. Another theory that I've seen floating around is this Child's Play theory. Like, Behavior pretty blatantly put the Chucky doll as a skin on the Dredge. I've seen Polyester talk about it, and a lot of people are asking me to talk about it. This is very different from the Raggedy Ann doll that we saw in Haddonfield. We found out that that doll actually belongs to the Halloween franchise, but this doll that's on the Dredge skin looks almost exactly like Chucky. I've looked at it from multiple angles, and just the shape of the face really does look like Chucky. So I did some digging, and I actually looked at the reveal trailer for this skin. When we look at the trailer, we can see that the skin itself is actually featured, and then I took a look at the copyright and trademark rights that are listed at the end of the trailer, and nowhere in there do I see Universal or MGM. So that leads me to believe that this skin is not licensed through MGM or Universal, even though this doll does look like Chucky. We already went in depth talking about Chucky's double franchise in this video. If you want to see that video, you can click on the title above. Does that mean that Chucky's going to be coming into Dead by Daylight soon? I'm not really sure. Since they didn't credit MGM or Universal, that would kind of lead me to believe that Behavior would say that this is not Chucky. They might say that this is a different doll and an original Behavior creation. There's just so many similarities, I find it kind of weird. It kind of reminds me of the rip-off version of Chucky that we see in the game called Charlie the Legend. That game itself is actually completely shut down now. There was a game that kind of featured this doll that looked like Chucky. I'm pretty sure it was an asymmetrical game, and then they didn't credit MGM or Universal. To me, that kind of suggests that this was a rip-off Chucky and they illegally put it into that game. Their Twitter account no longer exists. I think it's pretty high odds that they got cease and desist letters from either MGM or Universal that shut down the game entirely. All of this made me wonder if this doll isn't Chucky on the Dredge skin, could it have been derived from the same doll that Chucky was derived from? The Chucky doll was inspired by some popular 80s toy. If you take a look at the last sentence here, in reality both Chucky and the Good Guy doll were originally inspired by rampant consumerism of the 1980s, and one real-life toy line in particular. Indeed, the Good Guy doll in Child's Play was actually partially inspired by Hasbro's My Buddy doll, and there's a good chance that any 80s kid could spot the similarities between the Chucky and My Buddy dolls, as both wear colorfully striped tops and overalls. The major difference between the two dolls, however, is their hairstyles, with Chucky's fiery red hair nowhere to be found on the My Buddy doll. And this is actually a picture of the My Buddy doll. So do we think that Behavior actually used this as an inspiration for a skin on the Dredge? I think it's possible, but people have also gotten pictures of the Dredge skin doll with red hair. So that would kind of lead me to believe that this is a closer depiction to Chucky than the My Buddy doll. It's all very confusing, and I'm not sure how the licensing would work in a situation like this. Something else that I wanted to bring up is that there was a new Alien game announced yesterday. It's called Aliens Dark Descent, and everyone from the Alien franchise is going crazy over this right now. John T. Drake from Twitter posted this. "Oh hey, we're apparently at the top of the show with this new Alien title. I didn't know we were so early, get hype." This kind of confirms that John T. Drake is a part of this team that was able to license Alien into the game. John T. Drake is the vice president for games at Disney and 20th Century Studios. If Alien and Predator are ever coming into Dead by Daylight, there's high odds it'd be through this guy, John T. Drake. John T. Drake even retweeted the announcement as well. He's definitely been involved with this project. We already talked about this in a previous video, but John T. Drake is very close with the lead community manager at Dead by Daylight. We think that Eric Pope and John T. Drake are friends. In this video, we kind of justified how Eric Pope and John T. Drake are likely friends. If you haven't seen that video and you want to know more about that, you can click on the title above. There's a ton of licensing information in that video that's still relevant today. Anyways, all of this kind of confirms that John T. Drake could be closer with people at Behavior than we think. So which of these theories do I think is most likely? Personally, after analyzing all the clues, I'm kind of leaning more towards the alien theory. I think that the connection between the license holders and behavior is more apparent in the alien theory than any of the other ones. Which theory do you think is most likely? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And again, I'm live on Twitch right now streaming Dead by Daylight. Link in the description below. Alrighty, that does it for this video. Goodbye.